I see in this quote is like a very negative formula, which is if you dig a pit for others, right, you will fall in it. And therefore, it's like, how to say, like a threat, right? Now, let's stay on the threat interpretation of the quote, and then if we can, I would say we could turn around the interpretation in a positive sense by the end, but let's stay with this. The point I have in mind is that, and obviously mostly we are talking about coaching for, not necessarily for a selection process, but can be how to say, a coaching that I do for career development, can be a coaching for having better relations at work, a coaching to improve your professional whatever attitude and professional performance, and so on and so forth, right? So there are a lot of themes in coaching that at least the vast majority of coaching I'm doing is to support my clients in their career. Now, when we think career, and this is a quote that we talked about the last, let's say, series, which is that you should do good and you should do good for others, right? So you remember that this was a talk. So now we are kind of on the other side of it, where we say, if the one who digs a pit for others will finally fall in it. And how do I go for it? Which is obviously, as I said, a negative interpretation, is that sooner or later, your, how to say, mischievous behavior or negative or mean or putting down others will be reflected in the relationship you have with them, therefore in a relationship they have with you, and therefore at the end in the atmosphere that you create, or at least you contribute to, in your team or in your organization. So the point I'm having here, and I would like to close with that, which is a very strong, how to say, question coming from the Chinese wisdom. They say, imagine that you could, how to say, steal, right? Take away the fortune of a Chinese, right? And we have a lot of billionaires, apparently. So you could take the fortune of a Chinese without any trace, leaving any trace behind, right? So it's like you take it and nobody ever will know. Would you do it? Right? So it's almost the same question as here. Would you dig a pit for others? Would you? So this is the question. It's not necessarily the threat that you will fall into it, but would you? And how to say that, the answer that I give to my clients, or let's say my perception of it, is that it's not that the others will know or will discover you. The problem I could see is that you have to live with your conscience about that fact. So I'm afraid that you will have a very tough time, how to say that, handling that negative feelings, that remorse, that bad conscience, that, how to say, constant questioning what happened on the other side, right? Even though the other side is the other side of the world. So at the end of the day, nobody ever will come after you, right? So in order to close with this saying, the one who digs a pit for others, as much as I could see, the threat does not come from the fact that you will fall in it. The threat that I could see there is that you have to live with the consequences of your action. And I'm afraid that these consequences can be really heavy to bear, heavy to live with. So, well, let's conclude then. Act in order to be able to live with your acts, in order to be able to live with the consequences of your behavior. And then everything is great.